Anime DVDs are insane. And if you see my most favorite video, you can see that they can get a little pricey. They can range from around $30 to $50, and if you're lucky, $100. Wow, why would you buy that? So you may be asking, why are they so expensive, man? Well, let's rationalize this price for a bit by comparing it to a classic Disney movie, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange runs for about 2 hours and you can buy it for around 20 bucks. So that's around $10 per hour, right? Let's call this the standard. If you go to the Crunchyroll store and look at their DVDs, you'll find that Blu-rays tend to be $48. So the average run for a 12 episode show is around 300 minutes, which is around 5 hours. And if you divide that by the cost, or divide the cost by that, I don't know, you get roughly the same price. So buying an anime through Crunchyroll is like buying 3 movies, right? Yeah, essentially. I mean, this metric isn't perfect at all because movies have a higher budget and whatnot, and I think people like to measure this with dollars per episode, but who cares about that? Anyway, with that quick introduction out of the way, let's talk about Just Stop's Funimation video. I'm going to go over his DVD section because I have a few problems with it. Now, I could talk about DVDs and their pricing more in depth without mentioning them at all, but this is more fun. Also, Crunchyroll merged into Funimation, but is still using the Crunchyroll brand. So I'm going to use Funimation when I'm referring to his video, and Crunchyroll I'm talking about the current store. So here are the arguments that he makes in order, except I'm going to tackle them like this. 1, I think it makes his arguments more constructed and flow better, and 2, it makes it easier for me to roast him. So he's comparing the prices of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, saying how they're around the same price, but you get much more with One Punch Man. He inflates the value of it by including the OVAs into it.
6 extra OVA episodes adding on to its base 12, making it basically 18.
Except the OVAs are 12 minutes long, so it's like 15 episodes, and the OVAs don't come in just the collector's edition. It also comes in the Blu-rays as well. It's really scummy because he's comparing a very great deal that he got versus a deal without one. Heck, right now, Season 2 of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho are both $40. What's even funnier is that One Punch Man Season 2 Limited Edition is also $60, which makes it the same price as Funimation's limited editions. He's really trying to make Funimation look bad by comparing them to Viz, when in actuality, they usually charge around $10 less than them, which really makes his argument look disingenuous because limited editions are always gonna be around $10 more. He really tries to hammer in how much more Funimation charges when really they're the middlemen in terms of prices. So let's go more in depth in Crunchyroll's prices. They usually set the prices to $48, but there's a lot more DVDs that are $20 to $30. He showed one example of their DVDs being set to $48, which is My Hero, but he never acknowledges anything below that. He shows some for a split second, but boils Crunchyroll's prices to simply $50. Here's a more informed take. The prices are at most $48 for a 12-episode season. The bundles are usually $40 to $50. The movies are usually $20, and the limited editions are $63. There are some genuine problems with their store though, like they have 2 of the same items listed. Also, they're selling part 1 of Hyoko while selling the complete season. I think that sums up Crunchyroll way better, but just in case I'm being biased and you want to form your own opinions, the link to the store is in the description. Now let's look at Viz's prices, and if you haven't figured it out yet, this video is all about shopping! Yippee! Now I'm looking through Right Stuff because the website links to it, and I think the prices are more in line with what they want. It's like if Nintendo prices their games at $60, but Walmart sets it to $50, it's not just about the best deal you can find, it's about how much they want for it. Also, the Aniplex website uses Right Stuff too. Foreshadowing. So coming through the store, it seems that Viz consistently prices their DVDs at $35 to $45. Their JoJo DVDs include 20 episodes per set for $45, which is $5 per hour. Wow, that's pretty good. That's half the standard. Plus you get a book. There's this Sailor Moon deal that's the same price but double the episodes, which is also very good. Wow. I think Viz does have a lot of good deals, but also bad deals. Man, I can't believe they're selling God of High School and Tower of God for $40. What a ripoff. Hunter x Hunter in a metal box? Who would want that? See how easy it is to make something look bad? Wait, who would want this? Anyway, let's get back to the video for a second and talk about his bundling / releasing point. I combined them because it's basically the same thing if you think about it. He talked about how My Hero was sold in 2 parts, each 12 episodes, but later came out with a cheaper bundle. Here's what he has to say about that.
They're releasing it in part so the hungry consumer who really wants the physical release as soon as possible can buy it straight away instead of waiting for the full season to come out.
What he forgot to mention is that the full season bundle came out 2 years later. You know, I honestly wouldn't mind paying more if I knew the bundle was going to release this late. You could ask, why don't they just bundle 2 core seasons? That's a good question. Let's ask Viz. Viz sells Tiger and Bunny separately. They have not made a bundle since never. They still don't have a bundle for Tiger and Bunny, and it's been 9 years since then. This goes for Excel World, JoJo, and good god, Hunter x Hunter. The only deal that contains all of Hunter x Hunter is through Amazon, which is actually a very good deal, but they give it to you in a bag, so. Now this is a classic strawman argument, but my real point is that they aren't obligated to give you good deals, sadly. While bundling them together would be common courtesy, don't expect it every time. I think what really bothers me about this is how he portrayed Viz as good, but doesn't realize that they also do the same practices. While I do think not bundling 2 core seasons is a legitimate problem with Funimation, he also seems to gloss over when they do bundle stuff properly, like Space Dandy, or ReZero, or Oron High School Host Club, or Love Live, or Black Lagoon, or Fruits Basket, Lucky Star, Future Diary, Cowboy Bebop, Yoka, or this Black Clover deal, which makes me kind of want to start watching it again. Holy crap. It's even more baffling because he shows the Blu-ray only bundle of My Hero in his video. He makes it a point at the end that you can't buy a Blu-ray only copy of My Hero, but he shows it here at the start. My guess is he didn't think people would notice this, but I noticed it. Do you know what's inconsistent? This argument. Now, I think it's a good time to mention Sentai and how they're doing. They really like to package their anime into seasons, which is really cool. That's exactly what he wants. Oh. Sentai basically has the same prices as Funimation. Sentai sucks, I guess. Now, I may be biased towards Sentai as I don't want to go through their entire catalog, so I'm going to link their website in the description in case you want to form your own opinions. Now, I brought up Sentai because they have a lot of what he wants, bundles, and yet they are still very pricey. If you compare some of the bundles that Crunchyroll has, they are generally better priced. It really bugs me how he doesn't bring up any other examples other than one thing from Viz, because these prices can become worse than Crunchyroll. Except for the fact that Sentai has the best sales ever. Oh my god. I happened to check their site during November and found that literally everything was on sale. I recorded a video just me scrolling through the prices in case they aren't on sale anymore. The deals last all of November, so these would make good Christmas gifts. And if anything here interests you, I highly recommend that you check them out. He brings up other TV shows costing $25, which makes him kinda come off as spoiled. Since insert company has insert prices, then every other company should conform to these prices. No, this is just a bad idea in general because not everyone can live off other people's prices. But let's humor this idea for a bit. By lowering the prices, let's say $20, $25, more people are able to buy DVDs, and that gives the anime people more money, right? Except in order to make back that money, they would have to sell more than double of what they already made. I think he's really overestimating how many more people will buy it at a lower price. And if what he's saying doesn't work, then he's suggesting that they should lose thousands of dollars just so that he can save 20. Which begs the question, how much money do anime DVDs rake in? I don't know. But in the meantime, read this article. It's pretty good. I don't really want to say more as I'm not qualified to speak on this on a professional level, and I'd rather you hear it from someone who knows about it more than me. Anyway, if I'm misinterpreting any of what he's saying, or I'm just flat out wrong about stuff, please call me out, because now it's time for DVDs! He says that including DVDs into Blu-ray anime increases the prices, but that's just flat out wrong. If you look at the Blu-ray only anime in their store, you'll see that they're the same price as the ones with DVDs. When you're buying a Blu-ray anime, you're paying for the Blu-ray and getting a free DVD with it. In fact, I would say this is a better deal than buying the Blu-rays by itself because you're getting more for the same value. Billy Mays. It freaking baffles me how he acknowledges this later but skews it into a reason why Funimation is bad. I'm sorry, but isn't having more stuff good? The worst part about it is he compares it to a warranty. A warranty is something that you pay for that expires. He's complaining that he got a free warranty for life. This really goes to show that you can have any argument make sense if you sound angry enough. Okay, so this is when the argument becomes extremely stupid, so I highly suggest that you skip to this point.
When it comes to movies, I can at least get it. It's a small case with two sides. Having the DVD on the other is a small, convenient addition, or whatever.
I would just like to point out that the example that he used, that movies can use the other side for the DVDs, has both discs on one side. Oh, come on. He does like this little finger thing. So what he's arguing is that DVDs take up space, right? Not really. DVD bundles like My Hero are optimized to conserve space, so that it can include everything. I think what he's actually arguing is when a season 2 comes out, you're wasting space with the DVDs, which is, I think, a more coherent argument. I have Chika right here and includes both seasons in a single Blu-ray case, while the My Hero DVD combo fits both DVDs and Blu-rays. So if you buy both parts, you're technically wasting space because half of it is filled with DVDs. But here's the thing, if you hate DVDs so much, give them to a friend, or put them in one case and just throw them out.
Dude, I can't do it.
Hell, the Danganronpa example that he shows off lets him do that. He's complaining to Funimation that he has to put in effort to organize his crap. Are you serious? No, I think his true argument is when Funimation makes double-sized Blu-ray cases, which robs you of the option of conserving space. Which, I mean, I guess that's true. It's the dumbest first world problem I've ever heard, but it's true. DVDs take up space. You win, Just Stop.
Oh no, Funimation's taking space off my shelf. There's a goddamn pandemic going on!
I think the funniest part about his DVD rant is that it's sandwiched between two arguments that completely contradict it. He was going on about how much Viz gives you at the same price as Funimation, and yet Funimation is giving him DVDs for no extra cost, and he's still mad at them. It doesn't make any sense. He would rather fill up his shelf with a book that he probably won't read than have a DVD included with the Blu-ray. Am I getting that right? I'm not sure if he's noticed this, but in a way, he's indirectly complimenting them. Viz doesn't sell their DVDs with their Blu-rays, but if you're someone who wants both, then you have to pay more when shopping there. And unfortunately, Sentai doesn't offer DVDs for most of their anime. It's kind of sad actually, because they don't consider people who unironically want DVDs, which makes Crunchyroll a better place to shop since they want to preserve this kind of market. But then he ends the discussion off by showing off a Blu-ray only anime, which invalidates his entire argument of them having only DVD Blu-ray bundles. So does Crunchyroll have good options or bad options? You tell me. No, seriously, I do actually want you to tell me. This video isn't just about curb stomping Just Stop's arguments into the ground. It's about shopping. I think the biggest problem with this video is that he pins a lot of his problems onto Funimation, when it's just a problem with the industry in general. Do you think Funimation deserves all these criticisms in terms of their DVD prices? All I want to do is give you a fair representation of these stores. I don't think Just Stop does that in any way because his entire video is centered around bashing Funimation. Anyway, I'm done talking about his video. I think I went over his talking points well enough, but here are a few more things that we need to talk about. Aniplex. If you thought Funimation was bad, Aniplex amplifies their problems tenfold. But let's look at Madoka Magica. They're selling 3 movies for $60. This here is probably the best deal that they have. I mean, it's fairly standard, but since 2 of them are compilation movies, you can technically watch the whole story for the same price, and you get a movie out of it. So you can potentially buy this first and buy the rest of the series later. So how much is Madoka Magica? What are these prices? Why is everything over $100? Oh my god! So you may be thinking that I'm showing you the worst deals that they have. Well, I'm not. Out of the 97 DVDs that they have, 47 of them are under $100. 50 of them are over $100. Half the deals are over $100. What the heck? Although I had to recount because some of the links don't work. On Right Stuff, they have 81 products. Their website needs some updating. So after recounting, out of the 74 DVDs on their website, they have 29 DVDs under $100 and 45 over $100. That's still more than half. No. Okay, let's rationalize this for a second. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is $40. It's about an hour and a half, so that's about $22 an hour. Wait, so you're buying 2 movies for the price of... Wait a second. Okay, let's look at Kaguya for a second. Okay, it's still twice as much, right? Fate Grand Carnival is $20. That's really low. It's only 4 episodes and only runs for an hour, so... Okay, let's look at Gurren Lagann. This bundle comes with the whole series and 2 movies. Even though the movies are compilations, I honestly do think this is a good bundle, and it's probably one of the best deals on Aniplex. It's also my favorite anime ever, so I honestly would value this at around $100, but $150 is still pushing it. Okay, let's take a step back here. While I do think that they have some good products, it's locked behind a very hefty price. Some of these anime are really good, and I think people do want these anime, but they really are taking advantage of how much they want them. Aniplex also doesn't let you pick between buying the limited edition and not buying the limited edition. This and Crunchyroll at least give you that option. Are the books really $50, or is Aniplex really selling the Demon Slayer movie for 3 times the price? Oh, but here's the real kicker. Do you know where I can buy this without having to pay for all this unnecessary crap that I don't need? Freaking Crunchyroll! Oh my god, I'm sorry, but eat shit, you mother freaking... Now, I may be biased. No, seriously. Now that we got the stores out of the way, what's the point of buying DVDs at all? Well, some DVDs have special features or OVAs that aren't available through streaming. One Punch Man has 6 12-minute OVAs, which is an abnormal amount. Most shows don't even have one. Gurren Lagann has an alternate version of episode 6. The original episode 6 is mostly a recap. And Zombieland Saga actually have their songs dubbed into English, which is very rare. Which begs another question. How do DVDs affect dubs? It doesn't. My Love Story and Chaika are both subbed on Crunchyroll, but the dubs can be found on HIDIVE and Hulu respectively. Oh, let me just... It's not that DVDs affects dubs. It's more like streaming limits which dubs you can watch. The one case I could really find is Amaki Really Part. You can pay for it subbed on Amazon Prime, but I don't think it comes with the dub, which means you should really buy the DVDs at this point. But this gets into my next point, streaming. Some shows are just impossible to watch without DVDs. Bakano, Nana, Spice and Wolf technically, and Black Butler Season 1. Just Season 1. You can find Season 2 on Netflix, but not Season 1. The only way to watch it now is through Aniplex. Oh no. The only way to watch Bakano now is through scalping. Scalping is when someone buys something from someone else and resells it for a different, usually higher price. But it's a good way to preserve anime and get more people to watch it. And if you go to eBay or whatever, you might actually find something cheaper, which is cool. Since Aniplex doesn't sell Vivy by itself, it's nice to have more options. Except scalping doesn't help the anime industry, because your money goes towards some guy who already bought the product. The industry doesn't make that much money off DVD sales, and it's been dropping recently, so you might feel guilty about... Oh my god! That's right, it's not just the evil corporations exploiting you, it's the fans as well, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Ha ha ha! Okay, let's go over this so you don't get scammed. In Japan, they sell discs as volumes, and if someone is selling volume 1 of Bakano, then the whole set would technically be worth $1,200. DVDs also have region codes, which means that you may not be able to play it on your American or UK whatever place DVD player. This is also why I'm very skeptical when using Amazon or eBay, because stuff like this can happen. If you do shop here in the end, always read the reviews, check where it's coming from, and know exactly what you're buying. In regards to whether or not you should do it, sometimes. It's fine in cases like Bakano where you can't officially buy it, but in cases like Vivy where you can buy it officially, it feels sort of wrong because in a way it's piracy but with a price tag. But honestly, I don't think that having the DVDs really describes how much you care for the show, so buying it at a lower price from some guy doesn't really make sense to me. This leads me to my final question. Do you really need the DVDs? 90% of anime nowadays is accessible through streaming, which makes buying the DVDs in a lot of cases optional. They're catered towards anime fans who really want to support their favorite anime, and if you don't see any value in DVDs at all, then don't buy it. But regardless of the price, there are people out there still willing to pay more just to have it. If I deterred you from buying anime DVDs, I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention. I'm making this video for people who want to get into it, to show you that it's not all bad. I think having to spend a lot of money on anime is a real shame, but it's a price that we have to pay. I think the message I want to give to all of you is spend your money wisely. Don't spend your money recklessly on something you don't want, and don't think you have to buy the DVDs to support the industry. If you think DVDs are too expensive, then I think you should either not buy it at all, or save up a good amount of money and wait until there's a really good deal happening right now. Wait a second, oh my god, it's Christmas season, baby! Good deals are happening right now! Sentai, Viz, Crunchyroll, even Aniplex, everything is on sale. You can save over $100 when you buy Persona 5 by purchasing the actual game instead. Anyway, happy shopping.